Well, I know what you want from me. You want someone to be. Your reflection, your bitter deception, setting you free. So you take what you want, then leave. Who made you like this? Who encrypted your dark gospel in body language? Synapses snap back in blissful language. Tell me you met me in past lives, past life, past what might be eating me from the inside, darling. Half algorithm, half deity, glitches in the code, or gaps in a strange dream. Tell me you guessed my future and then mapped onto your fantasy. Tell me into your mannequin and I'll turn you into my puppet create. Won't you come and dance in the dark with me? Show me what you are. I am desperate to know. Nobody better than the perfect enemy. Digital demons make the night feel heavenly. Make it real, 'cause anything's better than the way I feel right now. I can offer you a blood clip paradise. Diamonds in the trees, pentagrams in the night sky. Lipstick, chemtrails, red flags, paint My redemption, eternal ascension, setting me free. So I'll take what I want, then leave.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lunar Beach's Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. I look a little red. Might need to change up some filters. How are you all doing? What's going on? Hola, G Corp. Hola, French Toasta. It's good times, good times. How are you all doing? My camera. Edit Z filter. Maybe I should just turn the filter off. Yeah. Been working on a green screen, but it looks like I'm gonna need some new lighting. So that's what it's gonna have to be. I need some lighting because the light on the green screen is just not good enough. And I gotta get the green screen moved over a little bit to take care of some stuff over here because there's like a hole. But once we get that green screen done, it's gonna be amazing. What is going on, everybody? French Toaster says he's in a schlong. He's schlonging. Let's get into that, actually. I like that. I like that. I actually like that. Because Bitcoin is at a pretty critical point, in my view. Let's just go ahead and back up. Let's go to the Blowfin chart so I can pull up my forecast. Some of you may remember my forecast. Let's go ahead. Let's get rid of the liquidations. We can see we've got stuff above and below us. This stuff is pretty far, while this is much closer. But we still have a little bit down here that we could grab before moving to higher prices. So we'll see about that. But let's get rid of that for now. Let's go over to the object tree and turn on our beautiful forecast. There it is. There it is. I think I might be a little too quiet. My son likes to come over here and play with my mixer. So, yep. That's parent life. So let's see. Let's go over to the 4 hours so we can break this down a little bit more easily, or where you can see it a little better. All right. So this has been the forecast going on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. So started back here on this Sunday right here on the 8th. Drew this out, and this is where we are. I have done some minor tweaks. This everything from here to the right I haven't really touched, other than I've moved it to the right. This one I have moved to the right and messed with just this internal waves just a little bit. It doesn't really, I mean, the number of waves is still there. The structure is still the same. I haven't like removed waves or anything like that. I've just adjusted them to the actual price action, so I can see the actual price action that did play out. I need to move this one, but I don't want to do that just yet. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. But we are finally, what I was thinking was going to happen has played out. However, it's just taken a little longer than I thought it would. About a week longer. We are getting that consolidation at this level that I thought we were going to get consolidation at. And then next thing I believe could be a sweep of the consolidation range lows, a push up higher going into maybe like Tuesday, or maybe this happens all in the next 24 hours. Either way, it doesn't really matter as far as time goes. I'm just looking for the market structure. I want to see the consolidation range. I want to see lows swept. And then I want to see the highs swept and a rejection. If that happens, your boy is putting in a big short. Okay? This is the big short. And this is the plan, to ride it down to here. And then what I will do, and I'll get into the hedging, because this next part is going to be a little bit of a hedge. If this does play out and this does get down to this level, wherever I start to see a bounce, this is where I would go ahead and enter a hedge long. But I will hold my short open. I will not, I will take profit where I need to take profit at the lows. Okay. I will take profits there, but I will still leave it open. And then I will open up a hedge long. And then I'll ride that up. And once that starts to show weakness, if it does, then we can add that to our short position and let it go. Or we can let that ride, already getting stopped out of our short at this high here, because if we were to come back, then we'd be looking for that high point. This is all very in the future. So it's kind of like, we got to see what actually happens and plays out. But this is the type of thinking and planning that you want to do. Just any free time that you have, just go into the charts and start trying to forecast what you think may happen, whether it's up or down or sideways, whatever it is. Just try to do your best and see what happens. And the name of the game is catching these highs and these lows, but you can also catch the highs and lows in between if this is like your long-term or your short-term perspective. Like if you think this is going to happen over the next week, then you could take little trades within that. Like every time it retraces, you think, all right, my bias is I'm going short, or that the market is short and it's selling off, so I'm going to go short. On every retrace. And that is one of the best ways to play it, in my opinion, to play these markets. Just ride the momentum one way or the other, and ride the waves. That's what it's all about, riding the waves, right? Especially here at Lunar Beaches Crypto, we ride the waves. That looks better. Turn that down just a tad. All right, so let's see. So we're getting the consolidation at this level. I figured we would get it, at or below these equal highs over here, and then that we would come up. First, we would get an initial push down. Everybody's like, oh no, the bears were right. And then we get the big push up, taking out the highs, and everybody's like, oh, The bulls were right, and then they trick you for the final time and just flush out, just flush the market down. Why do I think this is going to happen? Well, there's a few reasons. One is we have a lot of liquidity below us that we can tap into. I don't know that we're going to get down into the 32s or 33s, but I do think that we can very possibly get down to 45, 46K that I've been eyeing up for a little while. So anything below 49K for me is a go long now. Not financial advice. That is just me. But this is the more interesting thing to me, and that is open interest in our spot volume on Binance and Coinbase. So over here, we can see the last time our open interest was approaching these ranges, this range up here, and we got into it, we had that big flush down. That was the Japan carry trade. At least that was the narrative, right? So that's the Japan carry trade, and our open interest has been climbing as price has been kind of sideways and kind of starting to move up. We're still kind of just it's still pushing up. It's still pushing up, but it's still kind of flat. I think that shows a little bit of hesitation on both sides of the market, but we're rising as prices ultimately rising, right? So that tells me that we've got heavier longs than shorts, and that typically leads to a flush in the market. Not only that, we have Binance still net spot selling, and Coinbase has been net spot buying, but has started to taper off a little bit. Now, if we start getting more sellers than buyers, especially on the spot side, that can trigger the liquidation cascade downtrend move that I am expecting. So that's just a little bit of why I think that is where we are, or why we are likely to see just a sweep of these highs. We might not even make those highs. We might have already put in the high. I'm just waiting for more price action to play out, to develop, for me to see if that is the case. But for right now, it's just holding steady and waiting. We'll see. I usually don't trade until Tuesday. Tuesday through Friday is when I like to trade. Mostly Tuesday through Thursday. Fridays and Mondays are usually kind of tricky. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the last time I hopped in a trade on a Sunday, I did very well. So maybe I see something later on today, but right now I haven't been seeing anything, not even on the lower time frames. It's just kind of chop city over here. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Let's go to a cleaner chart. Let's get off the forecast chart and just go to the Binance perp chart. Take a look over here, see what we're seeing. Let's get rid of that. All right. So, yeah, I mean, just a lot of chop sideways, but we do have a bit of a consolidation range here. So this is kind of the range that I would be looking to break, and then see a break out down below, and then a move back to the upside. And then from there is when I would expect that push down. So that is kind of what I am looking for. Now, something like this would help. Something that would help is if on our oscillator we put in that higher high. So this is the chart prime oscillator plus, and what I would imagine seeing is that push down, that pump up, but coming up short, giving us a bearish divergence where we put in a higher high in price, but we are putting in a lower high on our oscillator, showing that momentum is, the strength is not following the price action, suggesting that the momentum isn't there to continue to push price to the upside. Therefore, we have to move back down to the downside and reset. So That is what I am looking for. All set. What is going on? I smell a retail trap. Yep. Toaster, I hope you're having a good weekend. You two all set. I think Larry Fink was on again talking about Bitcoin again, and I am pretty sure the last time he did that we had a dump. So we'll see. We'll see. But that is just kind of what I'm looking for. I mean, we can already see if we just look at the Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus, we can see, let's go in here real quick. So the trend, this is kind of like a, this is called the Trend Fusion, but it is, I think it's called the Trend Fusion. I can never get these dang names right. Let me back up. Let me come in here. It's the main oscillator, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it's the Trend Fusion. Either way, it's just kind of tracks the trend and gives you like, it's kind of like a momentum type of deal. So we see that that's pushing to the downside. So we're already showing weakness. Now price is holding up as it is pushing down. However, we do see our money flow starting to push to the downside. The True 7, which in Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus is like an amalgamation of different indicators in the market. So it puts those together. I can actually look that up because it is good to know. And I thought it was very interesting once when I read it. Let's see, what is the True 7? I think it has to do with the ATR. You got the volume matrix, so that's at the bottom. That is the lower volume oscillator, shows whether money is flowing into or out of the market. So is it in the money or out of the money? Green suggests uptrend and buyers are in control, whereas red represents a majority of sellers. By incorporating smooth volume analysis, it distinguishes between bullish and bearish volumes, providing an early indication of potential trend reversals. Top and bottom power bars. We've got the volume inspired signals. The True 7. Here we go. True 7. The middle ranking system evaluates the strength of a move and the overall trend, offering a numeric or visual representation of trend strength. It can also indicate when a trend is starting to reverse, providing leading signals for potential market shifts. This allows for traders to understand how strong the trend is and their trend, and also forecast potential reversals in market activity. For example, if a trader were in a long position and the ranking system starts to show a weakening trend, the trader may want to exit their position. This is a unique piece of confluence lacking in other tools where market performance is boiled down to a rank rather than value. Now, I could have sworn on here it said what it was made up of. I'll have to go find that somewhere, because I'm pretty sure it's like 3 different indicators, or I guess 7. I don't know. I'm trying to remember where I read it. Anyway, I'll like it, whatever it is. I'll find that information and I'll post it in a Discord. Join a Discord. So yeah, but we have the volume metrics in the red. We have our quote unquote power bar in the red. We have a reversal signal popping up here. But the one thing that is holding true is the money flow, still in the green. However, if that starts to creep down below the 0 line, then I would expect to see that move down. Now, we may see a little pop as we push down. We get a push down, down, down. Everything kind of just goes down, but then it kind of just shoots up real quick. Now, this is almost for any kind of indicator that you use, especially if you, or even if you use like an RSI. If you come down, if you see a pop down below, on the RSI, it's like the 70 level. You can change it, but the default is the 70 level. But you see a quick push down below that, and then a quick push run back up to the high. That is more times than not a liquidity grab, just to push price up real quick, but to fake a breakout. And then what tends to happen is that it will start coming back down to the downside because it's just too quick of a move. They got too overheated too quickly. I mean, especially if there's no volume behind it, then it's like behind the entire move. Now, if you get one candle that's got like a big wick, but you see a big volume spike in that candle, but it's got a big wick, typically that means it was just a quick sweep of the highs or the lows, depending on which way you're moving. Quick sweep of the highs to the lows. And it's a reversal signal typically. So, what do we have going on over here? Let's turn on the VR VP, visible range volume profile. I remember when we used to call it the VPVR. I remember that being a much easier thing to say. VR VP, VPVR. I don't know. Put a one in chat if you remember that. VPVR. Let's back up. Let's go to the daily real quick. And let's take in this whole range here. I want to take a look at the... So yeah, right now we are sitting... Let's just take in just this bit. We are sitting at the point of control. We did get a daily candle close above it, but it was on a Saturday, so I don't count those. I don't count Saturday candles. That's not a thing. But anyway, it probably should be. But we did close above it on Friday, so we have that going for us. But we are seeing a rejection from the point of control. This could just be weakening. We're getting back into a level that has seen high volume and has been a pretty critical level on both sides of the market. You got your consolidation above, your push down, right? You got your breakout above and then a push down, and then you get rejected off of it there. Come back test, hit it. I mean, this has been a consistent level that has been tagged by the market. What is this price level right here? Let's take a look. Annotation, price label, rather. What is this level here? If I can, there we go. $63,100, basically. Basically $63K. So, 63K seems to be the one that we need to get above and hold above. And not just a daily candle. I think we need at least a weekly candle close above that level. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's look in the past and just see. So weekly close above it here, immediate drop down. Let's see, weekly close above it here. Next week was pretty indecisive, but it did have a big push down. Nice clearing of the highs, and then another push down. And then once we reach the bottom of the range here, right back up to that 63K. So it's been a pretty big level. Let's see, it close above it on the weekly, and then just almost nothing but red weeks after that. I mean, very crazy whipsaw action here. I mean, these wicks are pretty crazy on the weekly chart. But notice where most of the bigger wicks are. The bigger wicks are on the bottoms, on the lows. So there is demand for Bitcoin. We see it kind of weakening the more we get down here. But once we got below that 50K level, big demand stepped in there. Big demand. So it would not surprise me to see the market return to that level given all of the liquidity that is down there. But let's get back to closing above. This was a close above, and then we actually did get another green week. 2 of the next 3 green weeks were green. So, but once we got to the top of that range, what is the top here? About 69K. So the old all-time high. Once we got above that, or got to that, just rolled over. So basically, we're between our old all-time high and $50,000. especially within these last few months. So I just think that maybe I don't know that we get back up here, but we come back up here, sweep these highs, push down one more time, probably at least get below this low at, let's move this, at 652.5. Probably get below that. There is a high volume node over here that we can come down to right here at 51.8. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely a price point to consider getting in at. How did I do that? I didn't. Anyway, 52.8. Possible. I mean, this is the range that I'm looking at. We've got the 50 basis point rate cut that for some reason is bullish, but shouldn't be, because the last two times we got it was not bullish, or not 50%, but a 50-point rate cut. It was not bullish at all, actually. So, those two times were also in recessions. Now, we know that the definition has evolved a little bit. We'll put it that way. The definition has evolved for a recession. So technically we're not in a recession, but we still went with 50. So I don't know. It's very, very, and that's the thing, is that it's kind of, the market is very uncertain. But what I'll be looking for this week to kind of help make things a little clearer is if this weekly candle can get up to the $67,000 level here, into this high volume node, and if it can actually close with up here, somewhere up here, even with a small wick, then maybe we are starting to just move higher. I mean, obviously we've been moving higher, but maybe we're more likely to start heading towards that new all-time high. It's very possible this could just be a V-shaped recovery in here. I'm just being a little more cautious because I can see the open interest in the market, and I know it's coming up to a previous level where when it flushed, we went down. So, yeah. But to hedge that, I mean, going long and short, like from this point of control, is not a bad idea, in my opinion. It's not financial advice, but it's not a bad idea. Typically, you don't want to enter into a position in the middle of a range, but that is only if you're going one way or the other. But when you are at a decision point in the market, it's probably not a bad idea to open up a position in both directions and see which one plays out. Just make sure that if you are an influencer or a creator or somebody that is teaching others, let them know that that is what you are doing, and not just posting the win from one or the other and not sharing the loss from the other one. But what I prefer to do when it comes to hedging is not do it like that. A better hedge is you get into a, let's say price is moving down and you get a reversal, right? And you enter here. Let's just say you go long here and you're expecting higher prices. Now, once it starts reaching an old like swing high or something, or pokes above it, that is when you would want to consider, or when I would consider, like taking a short, just a hedge, as a hedge in case price wants to come back down. Now, I've already taken profits from my long to the upside, but I'm still going to hold into it just in case this is also just a retracement. If I get a nice ABC and I'm showing, all right, this was a 5-wave impulse to the upside, and I'm getting an ABC, You know, having that short open could help cover some fees, just in case it does break down. But outside of that, I mean, right here, I mean, I'm placing my stop loss on my short here, because if it comes back up, the likelihood of of this continuing is pretty high. So that is, but I'm still gonna, but so I get stopped out, which right here, I mean, it's minimal profit, or it's a break even, or whatever it may be. I was just hedging my long, just in case it started to break down even more. Now, if it price comes back up here, I'm a little, I'll be a little different. If we get a break above that high and we back test, I'm adding to my long and letting it continue to ride, especially if on the higher time frames we have more pools of liquidity above us that we can tap into, or reach for, than we do below us. So, but yeah, how are you guys doing? It's Sunday. Y'all are really quiet in the chat. September 22nd, 2024. So yeah, we're sitting at that point of control. Pretty critical point in the market. So, yeah, I mean, we've already rejected off of it, so it really wouldn't surprise me if we already put in our high. Yeah, I mean, we can see that we're at this point of control. Let me just take in this range right here. Bet, yeah. So we're still at a point of control here. I could take a short here, just put my stop loss above the high and aim for the value area low, or aim for the top of this volume node over here. I don't know that I would do that though. I don't really care for that. Yeet facts. First day of fall. Oh, nice. Chilling. I did not know it was the first day of fall. I've got football on the TV. My Titans are terrible, but I think I'm winning in the fantasy league against Redman. Yep. And I am projected to beat him, but we'll see. It could be a close one, or it is a close one. So, watch some football. Receivers ain't doing nothing. Hey, it happens, man. It happens. All right, let's see. What do we got? All right, oh, look at that. Takes us right back down to that golden pocket down here at 60K, if we were to continue. So, this is the one thing that people will look for, is for us to break this low here. Now, again, I think that we might sweep that low and come right back up and then head straight back to the highs, and that's going to be a fake out type of deal. It's going to fake us out both ways, in that people see that, all right, we've created a new low. We're creating lower highs, lower lows. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go short right here, right? Good short. Good short. I mean, that would not be a bad thing to do at all. However, I think it would just be a fake out. Could be a fake out. But that is where our oscillators and stuff come into play. We can see, all right, are we seeing strength in this move to the downside, or are we starting to see signs that we'll get a reversal in here? This is on the 4 hour, so we'll want to go down to like our 15-minute and just kind of see what price is doing down here on the lower time frames. What are we doing? Are we putting in a new high? Well, we put in a couple new highs, so But we do have these equal lows down here, which is another reason why I think we will push lower. And we are struggling at that point of control as well. So let's go ahead and go over to, let's turn on Market Oracle Pro. Oh yeah, we're still hitting the quantum reactors on that chart prime Oracle Pro Plus and the market dynamic or the dynamic reactor and the volume reactor. So all of those are being used as resistance at this moment. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit on just this price over here, price action over here. This might be a good time to go short, but let's see. Let's bring up our oscillators, see if there's anything. Hello. All right, there we go. Now, this could be another type of thing where if it pushes up, this pushes up, but we kind of put in a lower high on our oscillator, a higher high on our price action. That is typically a bearish divergence. I mean, that is a bearish divergence. And then we can see push back down to the downside to sweep these equal lows. And then from there, that is when I think we could see the real shift back to the upside, which again is going to lead to a likely fake out to the upside. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot can happen, and a lot can change that and invalidate my thesis. But for now, it's playing out, and I enjoy it. And I like it. So, what is going on, Wick 589 and Wick's wife Fine 89? What is going on? Hope you both are doing swimmingly. Swimmingly. Now, the true 7 being above the 0 line is a good indication that we could see that pop to the upside. And our money flow is also shifting to the upside as well. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that a little bit. So it is at the 0 line, kind of just flat, but this could do a little, a little move above and push right back down. And our volume metric looks like it's starting to push down, and it could start getting into the red as well. So, this is basically what I do every single day, is I just try to forecast and see where I think price might be going for a day, for a week, and then try to play my intraday trades based off of that bias. If I think it's going to be a bullish week, I will try to find pullbacks to long from. And then if I think it's going to be a bearish week, I try to find pullbacks or retracements to short from. So that is kind of the best way to play it, in my opinion. It's just kind of go to the weekly chart, see, all right, which way are we heading? I mean, right now we're more heading to the upside. But I mean, our oscillators are all on the downside. So it's kind of like, maybe not quite there yet. Money flow is still in the green on the weekly chart. So, but we know that price is holding up here. So we know that we do have a bunch of buyers in here. So it's not really, too far-fetched to think that, okay, we do have more people buying than probably selling, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the red candles mean what? More sellers than buyers? Not necessarily, actually. Happy Bilbo plus Frodo Day. It's their birthday. We're celebrating by watching the 1977 animated classic, The Hobbit. Do what? Hold on. Oh, that creepy thing. Wow. I don't know that I've ever actually watched this. I was a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I haven't watched it in ages though. But yeah, pretty big Lord of the Rings fan. I actually read the books before the movies came out. I didn't even know that there was movies. And once the movies started coming out, I was like all about that. Because I like movies more than I like books. Bilbo and Frodo Day. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, let's see. Hope TD is all right. Huh? Who's TD? What are you talking about? Hey, French. Hope TD is all right. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, man, compared with the newer movies, that animated movie slaps. You'll also hear the origin of the term down to Goblin Town. Nice. Down to Goblin Town. Good background fodder. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, back to the chops. So we do have this high volume node down here at 43K. So I've been saying I think we're going to get down to 45-ish K for a couple weeks now based off a bunch of different factors. But we do have at the 786, that is 45,107. So, and we also have an inefficiency here, which is a weekly fair value gap, still persist below us. Right there. So, and if we pull that to the left again, I've shown this many times, but that's why, I mean, there's a reason why I keep showing it, because it's like, it's there. So beware. If it's there, beware. All right. Now this level has been holding up, the 50K level. It has been holding up well. But I don't know. I just feel like we're going to get that one more push down. We do have the dynamic reactor right down there. Volume reactors down here. So, with high volume node, there's a lot here. Point of control just popped up down here. If I shift it in just the right spot. Let's go from the very bottom of this move to the top. Let's see, where's our point of control? Right there. I mean, it's right here. Now, this is actually suggesting that we might get down to 43K. It's possible, yes. However, I do kind of think that getting below 50K would mean that we would see a price likely to get front run. So I'm not sure that we would get all the way down to that point of control. I mean, only time will tell. We'll see. But if I only take in from, let's take in from here. Yeah, from here up. All the volume is up here. Look at that. Big volume spike down here at about 43.5. I mean, that's the thing. And that's the thing about it, like a liquidation type of event. If you get a flush in the market, it can actually go lower than you are anticipating, especially on a perp chart. Maybe not on a spot chart, but on a perp chart, yeah, because you're liquidating positions. And, it's like a cascading effect. It's a waterfall. It's the crashing of the tide, of the tidal wave. And it's just coming down and wiping everybody out and going until there's just no more money left to take from the people. I heard too much from folks waiting on 10K, 12K in the bottom of the bear to want to hear about one more dump. I'll believe it when I see it. Hey, I hear you. But I don't know anybody I don't know a lot of people that are calling for one more dump. I know a lot of people that would say that if it dumped again, bull market's over. I don't think so. And let's go back to 12K because I want you to know I was one of the defiant people. I've got tweets to prove it. Though I was out all up in here. I was not a 12Ker. I was saying we were going higher. I did not think we were ever going back to 12K. So I will say that. I can say that is that I did not think we were going back to 12K. And all I'm asking for is a tap of this reactor here, the dynamic reactor. This is just a little tap, taparoo. You know, that's all I want. We were riding that thing the last bull market. See how it was just right on us the whole time. But we've got some separation here. So I'd like to see it start to turn up and ride with us. The ultimate conclusion, though, either way, is going higher. I mean, I'm not saying it's the end of the bull run. In fact, I think it's the exact opposite. I think we're going into the end of the bull run. We're going into the fifth and final leg of this whole move to the upside. Elliott wave theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. It's perfect. And all I'm asking for is a kiss back down here to this value area high of this range of 45K, which also happens to be the high of last year. Last year's high. Yeah, you say I am able to see that. But it's the high of this, the 2023 high. Also, take this range here. Boom. Right there. Golden pocket. $786. That's a different one. Let me get rid of this one. I don't need to confuse myself. But yeah, boom. Golden pocket. Right there. 43.3. Just above that, 50% retracement. That would be another dip below 50K. I mean, lots of confluence down there. I'll believe that the market will continue when I see it. But as far as I'm concerned, the trend is your friend until the end. And the trend has been down. So right down here, one more little tap of this area. Come down to the dynamic reactor, chart prime dynamic reactor. Oh my gosh. Let's get rid of the magnet. Chart prime dynamic reactor, volume reactor, and let these things start to turn up with the price. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. A little sweep up, push down, and then we start putting in impulsive price action, which we have not done on the lower time frames. We have not been putting in impulsive price action since this leg right here. All these green moves to the upside have not been impulsive. They have been corrective. And we have still been in a corrective move on the lower time frames. That's why I think we have more correcting to do. We can see big volume spike down here. I mean, it's just where it is. Just where it is. Anything inside of this green box, I think, once I turn it green, anything inside of this green box, I think, is a good place to buy and go long. Right here. This is the one. In my opinion. We'll see. We'll see if we get down there. Now, to invalidate it, all we got to do is come up here and break this high and convincingly and hold it and consolidate on top, building that support, not showing signs of weakness, not putting in a higher high like this and putting in bearish divergences, or putting in a bearish divergence here, which could be the case. If we put in a new all-time high, we've seen it before where we can just barely push above it and then lights out. So we want to make sure the momentum is with us. Now, we have been consolidating down here on our trend fusion. Typically when we get a nice pop and a pullback, which is kind of what I would expect, is a push down and then a pop and then a pullback. Go long from here. Fire away. Fire. So, I'm just saying, be cautious. Be cautious. Look out. Be careful of the fake outs. Now, another thing that can flip my mind on that is if price. Hello? Are you okay? Annie, are you okay? When we start, or if it pushes to the upside, like such. Come on now. Pushes to the upside. Why are we being so laggy right now? Is this thing on? Da 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 da. Why are you being so slow? All right. Of course, it took away my drawings. That's cool. All right, so if we start pushing off, if we start moving up like in a very quick manner, and that's supposed to be an arrow, moving up in a very quick manner, and we take out this high, but at the same time that we're doing that, our open interest is falling and getting crushed. That means that we are squeezing some shorts, and if our spot volume on our Binance finally turns up and our Coinbase spot volume continues to go up, then we are net buying. We are seeing in that instance spot traders coming in, buying a Bitcoin, which is pushing the price up and liquidating shorts. Something like that is what would convince me that we could possibly have our bottom in, and then I would just be waiting for a pullback of some kind, and then probably going long from there, holding my short from here just in case, and then then we'll see what happens. If this can come back up and break that, then we are golden. But if it's just a retrace and we don't make it past a Fibonacci retracement like a golden pocket, we show some signs of weakness. We show a hidden bearish divergence, which is when your oscillator is putting in a higher high while your price action is putting in a lower high. So we're going to act like this isn't here. It's putting in a lower high at that same time. Then we can look for that push down. But if not, if it continues higher, then that is a good, what I like to see is a consolidation right back below this low, because then I think it's definitely gonna push higher, because it's just trying to take out that liquidity before ultimately going whoop and pushing it all up. So, yep. But this all up in here, this just looks corrective to me. It's not very impulsive. What I prefer to see is green, and then some red, maybe a little sideways action, and then a push up, and then a little bit of sideways action, and then a push up. Whereas this has been more up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, like that. This is just building liquidity, because this starts to get the trader, the retail trader, feeling like, okay, we just continue to put in higher highs and we're just continuing to go higher and higher, but it's slow and it's methodical, and because it's being engineered. It is there to draw you in so that you offer up your liquidity, your capital, to the market to get you to buy, to entice you to buy in, because you think naturally like everybody else thinks. And that's the thing right there. You don't want to think the same that everybody else is thinking all the time anyway. Sometimes the masses are right, but most of the time it's like in the middle or very close to the end of a phase in the market, bullish or bearish. Isn't the weekly close isn't the weekly close is bullish? Maybe. Hail the wicks. Enjoy the wicks. Sounds fun. Wait. Yep. All right. I think I'm caught up on all of those. Now, that doesn't mean that if we do see a push down and see a push up, that automatically means that our open interest is being reset. I would want to see, for this to push up and for me to for the open interest to invalidate my bearish thesis, I would need to see big push up and big push down. Like, I want to see that open interest get reset. I don't want to see a little bitty baby push down like we're kind of getting right now. I would expect for that push up to be a short liquidation, but I don't think it is the short squeeze that we are looking for. Instead, I think we are probably heading more towards a long squeeze. Only time will tell, but that is just where I am at right now. Accumulation, manipulation, allocation. Is that the word around town? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. We're in accumulation. Then we get manipulation. And then we get actually distribution. Something like that. Three-step process. Power of three, as they say. Weekly close bullish. I don't know. Not really, because if we are looking at the weekly chart, I can get rid of everything on here because this is my play chart anyway. So let's get rid of the BRVP. Let's just get rid of everything but our beautiful candles. A weekly close above this high here, yes, that would be bullish. However, even if we did get a weekly close above this level here, which is $65,175, even if we were to get a weekly close above that, that does not mean that price will continue. It does mean that we could have a bottom in, but we still could see a retrace and then further continuation. So just keep that in mind. Just because we get a close above here doesn't mean that we won't get some type of retracement. But as of right now, I don't know what that would even, where we would even go with that, because I need price action to develop. Now, would we be putting in a higher close than the previous 2 weeks? Yes, and continuing to put in, or not, that's not the close. Continuing to put in a higher close the past 2 weeks anyway. Higher close. So, that could be short-term bullish. But like I said, I am expecting a push up. I just think that we ultimately push back down over the next few weeks. And then about halfway, maybe 10 to 15 days into October, we start seeing a more impulsive price action, and then we really things start to ramp up, and then the election happens, and then we see who wins. I don't know who it's going to be, but either way, I think it's bullish. If Trump wins, I see it as being bullish because in Trump's last presidency, he was a big-time deficit spender. It is what he did, and now he's got now he's talking about crypto all the time, and he's got voters, constituents to please on that. Not necessarily because he will only be in there for 4 years. So who knows? Who knows? I think the market might take it as bullish. So there we go. I think that a Kamala Harris victory is also bullish. Because why? Well, because everybody will think, maybe even rightly so, that she will destroy the dollar. So, and if you destroy the dollar, what does that do for Bitcoin? That is good for Bitcoin. We'll see. I don't really care. I play it, I'm kind of middle of the road when it comes to this stuff, so I care more about which way the market's going to go and why and for how long. That's what I care about. Yes, distribution. Yes, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Those are the phases. Power of 3, as they say. Sometimes I find a 4th phase. It's kind of weird. But yeah, that's all I will ever say about the election and politics is how does it tie to the market? That's all I really care about. I'm not getting into any nonsense with people. Melissa, one love, what is going on? Hello, good morning or afternoon to you. It is afternoon, isn't it? Gotta wake up tomorrow morning, bright and early, for a good morning crypto. Another thing I don't really care for is the fact that this low right here, this one, came in lower than this one. They're reaching lower. We also got to close lower than this one. So, yeah, I don't like that. It's like they're trying to find that liquidity, but every time we move to the upside, it's I mean, we've done it over and over again. So what I want, unlike Wick, all right, I'll believe more upside when I see it. Because so far, every move up has been met with a move down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I mean, obviously, that's how everything is in trading. Every move up is met with a move down. But you get what I'm saying. And over time, we just keep going lower and lower and lower. So, I mean, every move up, big dump down. Move up, big dump down. Move up, big dump down. Why not? Prove to me you're not going to do that. And what I want to see is the impulsive price action. Like this leg up right here, this is what I'm talking about. Big push up, little consolidation, right? Big push up, little consolidation. Big push up, little consolidation. But then things start to get a little hairy, and that's when you kind of think, okay, this might be a top, all right? But then all of this stuff, this is all nasty. It's all nasty. Notice how these are also a little more sideways, right? A little more sideways. Whereas these retracements, you get a big push up and then a big push down. It's not really sideways, right? Price can't hold. It is failing to hold at the levels, right? It is failing to hold. So when you see the price is starting to fail to hold, you can probably expect lower prices. It's when you want prices to be able to hold a level that you can probably think about going long. but hey, it's not easy. It's not easy. Then you get fake outs like this. Well, we're going to break out. No, we're not. And this is basically what I think we're going to be getting over here. We're going to be getting that again. Maybe. We'll see. This a pretty wide flag, though. Objection. Relevance. I don't. Is it? Is it? I mean, it's a broadening wedge. And it's the fourth wave of a 5-wave structure. I mean, and if we, the thing is, I mean, look at this consolidation range right here. Okay. Let's just take this whole consolidation range in from where we broke this high and from where we broke this high right here. Okay. There to there. All right. Now let's come over here and place it on this range from there, from where we started this move down. And look how much time we have left. We have until mid-October, mid to late October. Long XRP, short crypto. Wick pays me every time I say XRP. I would long XRP, but that's not financial advice. XRP has outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum over the last 3 months. So I don't know. I don't know. At least somebody cares. Yes. So yeah, I mean, still plenty of time. And it's not as wide as you were saying, but that is why the fourth wave is typically a pretty deep correction before you get the final push up. So I don't know if I'd consider this like being super wide or anything. This just looks like a standard broadening wedge. Let's see. Good afternoon, Retro Mike Tech, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Let's just do this. Bang, 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 bang. Maybe you can get up here. This is what I'm looking for. If we get a break, all right. Then we're looking okay. But if we only come up to here and we come back down, I mean, then, or if we only come up to here and we reject, then I would expect us to come down here. Maybe it can stop midway and then shift up. I could see that. Maybe at that back at the 50% level. Maybe it's just a small tap below the 50K or right above it. Maybe. Either way, I think we are very close to wrapping this thing up. And the final catalyst for it just might be the U.S. presidential election. Because I don't know what else would be the final catalyst other than the fact that following the U.S. election being November 5th, a Tuesday, there won't be an FOMC that Wednesday. They won't do anything that day. But then on Thursday, the only one that's on a Thursday, the only FOMC on a Thursday is the one after the election. So it'll be interesting to see. I bet they keep rates paused is what I'm going to bank on. I bet they keep them paused. We'll see. We've got some data between now and then that we've got to focus on, our unemployment claims, our labor market, all that stuff, which is still not looking terrible, to be honest. At least by the numbers that we are given, they are not looking too terrible, but not great, not terrible. Just we're kind of meh, It's kind of how we are right now. It's just kind of meh. What's it gonna be? Which one are we gonna get? I mean, exchanges, but really, who uses those exchange debit cards? Me. Can I just explain, Mike? Won't you let me please explain? See that Trump pizza purchase video? Ripple closest to actually get card issuance for an actual crypto protocol than any other crypto entity. I mean, exchanges, but really, who uses those exchanges debit cards? I do. I use the Coinbase exchange debit card. And earn just to earn Bitcoin. 0.5%, mind you. When they first started off, they were doing 1%. And then they got smart, I guess. I don't know. But I've actually stacked a good bit of sats because all of my purchases, or a big majority, a super majority, some would say, of my purchases are using my Coinbase debit card. So, I don't know. They're also the first card company ever in existence to send me a new one when my old one expired, without me going in and having to tell them that it expired. It was already in the mail. Whoa. If you're a blockchain company or a crypto company, you gotta do things fast. All right. If you're not first, you're last. We all know this, right? If you ain't first, you're last. We did already get a tap of that 0.5 of this whole range here. Now, what if I take in the entire from the bear market lows to the top? Where does that get that level? 44,600. Right there. It's right there. That's a 50% retracement of this entire move to the upside. Right now, we did get a nice big bounce off of the 382, which is pretty bullish. However, we did break it, so I don't know. But I've given you pretty much all of my viewpoints on it. If we can see some conviction, my main thing is watching the open interest and seeing what that does. I pay for a lot of my purchases in LTC directly. No need for a debit card or any exchanges. Oh. But how do you do that? Pizza isn't in my diet. What? What? Did you just say you worship Satan? Just kidding. JK. I use cashback rewards on credit cards to buy BTC. If you have the right cards, you can get 3 to 5% easy. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Get 3 to 5% cash back using certain credit cards, and use that cash back to buy Bitcoin. That's interesting. I never thought about that. Man, look at that. The things you learn from your friends. Dang, using that debit card as your daily driver, you would build a fat sat stash. Yeah. Anywhere BitPay is accepted, you can pay in LTC, places like Newegg and other shops I shop at. Okay. Accepted BitPay. Well, we need more of those. We need more places that accept BitPay. What have we been doing since I've been live? We've been longing. Been going long. Still got these equal lows down here. Gonna watch those. Relatively equal lows. What's the oscillator looking like? Getting a little overheated. Let's go to the 15-minute. Is now a good time to go short? We shall see. High to low. Got 786 right above us. Need more. Woo, we got the value area high right above us, right here at the 786 at 63.3. Do we have anything else? Do we have... Oh, this is that fake out I was talking about us possibly getting. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Right back down to those equal lows. Let's see it. I want to see it. Manifest it. And look, we are forming that bearish divergence as well that I was talking about right here. First take profit would be this low at 62,765. And then I'd be aiming for this one down here for my TP2. And then let it ride. See if we can come down lower. We'll see. Remember, I'm just expecting a sweep of the lows of this range, so I don't know how low. I don't think it would go too much lower, so I'd probably just go ahead and fully exit out of this position and then look for a market structure shift in here once it comes down and sweeps the lows. So that's what I would be looking for right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and enter a low leverage short on that right there. It's looking pretty good, pretty good. What is the stop loss on this? 0.043%. Short is opened for business. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm already losing money. Dang it. Is that right? 473,579. Okay. All right. We're in it to win it. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciated you all that hung out with me today. Yeah, I'm just ready. You ever use the M2SL charts, LBC M2SL? I do not. Less than a month. What? It's just the M2 money supply. It's ticked up a little bit. Oh, I think you're talking about, let's see. That's an interesting chart. I'll have to take a look at that. Bitcoin. Yeah, you have M2SL against BTC, so it shows value of BTC on an inflation adjusted dollar. M2SL versus BTC? M2SL against BTC, so it shows value of BTC on inflation adjusted dollar. Okay. I just feel like it's just going to barely push down and then push up, which would be bearish. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Yeah, I need to get some house chores done before the family gets back from a baby shower. So I love you all. Thank you all for hanging out with me today again. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Hope you have an amazing week ahead. And don't forget to catch me tomorrow morning on Piper Academy on the Good Morning Crypto Show with BC Port Corp, a.k.a. Blackie Chan, at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bright and early, your pre-market show. And then we have the morning market report on Piper Academy at 9:30 at market open Eastern Standard Time. And then we have we start back up with the Crypto Nightcap tomorrow evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you gained some value from today's stream. And yeah, I appreciate you all for being here. Mad love and respect. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical day. Ride the waves. Peace out.